You're right guys, TierGaming978 here, and welcome to a tour of a prison that I built in Minecraft. So yeah, this is built on the same mold as I built the pirate ship, same format, so I did the intro, show you the clips, and then obviously I'll go around the tour. I'm recording this after I've done the tour as well, same as I did before. So yeah, I spent ages on this prison, man. I speak about it a bit in the outro, but yeah, I spent so long on this, man, like literally just days. Like since I recorded the pirate ship video, I've just been working on it. So yeah, I put a lot of effort into it, so I really hope you do enjoy it, because man, I don't want that ever to go to waste. But yeah, so I'm just going to leave you the clips, like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you later. Okay guys, here we are outside the prison, just on the main road here. So yeah, as you can see, this is the massive prison that I made. I've been working on it over the past 4 days, pretty much since I uploaded the pirate ship video. I think it's been about 4 or 5 days since that. And yeah, I pretty much started working on this almost straight away afterwards. So yeah, it's finally done. It took me a while. I just started making it sort of randomly, and then it kind of evolved into this like huge prison with like a big border fence, massive sort of main building, and everything that you can sort of see around it. So yeah, a few sort of little facts and information that I've got written down here about the prison before we get on with the tour. There is space for 34 prisoners in total and 50 guards. The prisoner one is exact, like that is the exact number of prisoners that you can actually have in the building. We have 3 main blocks here, A, B and C. So you can see here's A, this one here, B's this one, and C's that one. That's sort of, these are the 3 cell blocks. So yeah, and yeah, A and C hold 11 each, and this one in the middle here, B, it holds 12 people. So yeah, that is the total amount of prisoners. And then guards is 50. That's not an exact number, but I basically just went around, and you can see in the guard house here there's like chairs. I basically just went around and counted all the spaces where you can sort of have chairs with guards in, and yeah, I got 50. So yeah, in most prisons in real life, the guards actually are sort of outnumbered by the inmates. Like there's more prisoners than guards, but in our one, or my one, there is actually more guards than prisoners. So yeah, outside we have the car park. So yeah, I built this sort of little blocky design of car that you can see here. So you've obviously got the 4 wheels, and then obviously just the colour of it, bit of a window where you sort of would sit, and then the roof on top. So yeah, I started off with blue, this colour here, and then I basically just mirrored it for every single other car in the car park and on the road here. There's this one truck here which is a different design to all of them, and then that's just the only truck in the sort of the whole scene I've sort of made here. So yeah, I tried to do different colours, make it nice and colourful, but also keep it a bit realistic. So like I feel like the most common colours in real life are sort of black, grey, white. So I've put it's mostly sort of greys and blacks and whites, with a few sort of colourful cars mixed in. There's only one purple car, which is this one here, and that's sort of the rare purple one, and then the rest are sort of there's more than one of each colour. So now in the actual prison, we have this entrance here. These are sort of the barriers, so you can't just drive your car straight in. There's a little walkway here for the people who work in the prison. They can just walk up here, and then they go through the doors here. And yeah, there's a guard cabin over here by the door, where they actually check your papers. So what you can do in this guard cabin is have a guard sitting here in this chair, and then he has levers on either side of him. This one here activates that barrier. This one here activates that barrier. So once sort of a car has come through there, he can let him through while this barrier's up, They'll come to here, check their papers. If it checks out and like they're registered to come in, they can open this one and then close that one up. There we go, and then after they're through into the next zone, they can close this one up. There's also a lock system here, so you know, if someone's trying to come in the door, they can't get in because there's a block. So yeah, that's the sort of the guard cabinet. He's got CCTV cameras along here. That's what they're meant to be. The next part of the process to enter the prison is the scanner. So as you can see here, these observers here, they scan the vehicle that's coming through. So I thought the main two vehicles that would be coming through here would be a prison bus or a delivery van, which could sort of come to the just around there. So yeah, if it's a delivery van, they can sort of scan it. If they find anything, you can see they've got these paintings here which are sort of black and white. They're like X-rays. If they find anything suspicious in the van, they can open up the door here, come through and search it. If they don't, then they can come around here, press this lever, which activates this barrier here, and the car or the vehicle can sort of go all the way into the actual prison. So yeah, that is the sort of high security entrance. And then once you come around here, there's a sort of a little way that the vehicle can come to either the garage sort of area there, or the entrance here. Then once they're finished, they can circle around and leave. A nice little flower bed in the middle. So yeah, this is the if it was a prison bus and they were dropping off some new prisoners, they come through here, get registered and everything. There's like a computer in there. We'll go through the other side of this area later on, but yeah, this is sort of the reception area where the sort of new prisoners come, get registered, and then they come through here to the actual main prison. If it's a delivery, then they can come through here, and there's a sort of area just through here, and this is the delivery zone. So as you can see, there's all these shelves, and then this, man, I'd spent so long on this redstone door here. So as you can see, it's like meant to be a garage door. This lever here activates it. You can see there's like carpet in redstone all along here, and it's like exposed, you know, like I couldn't even build it without hiding all of the redstone, and I had to like use this kind of ugly looking carpet, but it works. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is flick the lever and show you this door that I'm proud of because it took so long to make. And yeah, so if I flick the lever, you can see the pistons open up, bottom layer, then they'll come up to the second layer, and then that is it. So yeah, I spent about an hour, maybe an hour or 2 hours working on that. It's a one-way door, so you can't even close it back up again. I'll show you how I close it in a sec, but yeah, so as you can see, if they had a delivery, they can open up the door from the inside, bring the delivery in, put it on the shelves, and then yeah, so there's a little bit of scaffolding here, which as you come down here actually shows you all the redstone. So yeah, as you can see, this is all of the redstone that I had to use for this this door. Goes all the way down here. This obsidian is just like, I was trying to do it with honey and slime blocks. I failed. I just left the obsidian there. That's got nothing to do with the actual redstone. But yeah, all this other stuff does. All this everything basically on the pink has stuff to do with the redstone. So yeah, I've got like observer 1-tick pulses going into the pistons. The input is actually here. That's the lever, and then it from there basically spreads throughout this whole area. So yeah, and then to reset the door, you just break all of these blocks like that. Break all of the ones on top of the pistons here. Then you flick the lever, all the pistons will reset. While that's happening, grab some iron blocks, which are here. Just put them back like that. And then yeah, that's the door reset. That's the only way to reset it. If you flick the lever when it's sort of still got the blocks there, it just messes everything up, and yeah, it's not very good. So after the sort of delivery area and reception area, we have the main cell blocks. Oh my god. So here is cell block A in here, cell block B is here, and cell block C is here. A and C are the same, just flipped, and then B is different to both of them. So I'll show you what the cells look like. Here's one of them. So they have bars, they're 4x3 inside, bunk beds, and then a little toilet here, so that sort of the prisoners can come in here, sort of hide themselves in this little area, and then when they're done, yeah, just come out, close the lid, and shut the little door. So all of the cells are the same. They all just have the toilet, the bunk beds, none of them are different. There's showers at the end of all of the cell blocks. There's 12 showers in all of them, so there's only 11 spaces in this thing, but there's 12 showers, so you know they've got like one extra. So yeah, you sort of have a button, and then obviously water would come from there. It's meant to be like a shower head. A little drain here. So yeah, so I tried to go for a nice quartz look. So there's sort of this line quartz around the outside, it's going up through the showers, and then the rest of the walls are sort of just normal. There are some stairs here on either side, so you can get up either way, and these just lead to the top cells, same as the bottom ones. There are windows, so you've got 4 nice big windows with bars across them, obviously, so you can't escape on the other side. I don't know how you'd even get over there, but yeah. There is also a crow's nest, I think this is called, which is where guards stand. So the guards will be up here, and we'll go up on the other side of this later as well. And then they can look in here, you know, see what the prisoners are doing. If they're misbehaving or anything, they can sort of shout to them, "Oi, you know, stop doing that." So yeah, or they can, like, I think they can shoot them from here actually. Like if they're like being really rowdy and stuff, riot maybe, or just anything really, they can like shoot tranquilizers. I think, I don't really know. I'm literally just basing this. My sort of design for this prison, I based it off what I'd seen on a few prison shows, like, you know, like the reality TV shows where they're like the ones where they get all the kids who've been misbehaving and put them in a prison and they go see all the prisoners. That one, I think 60 Days In, where, like, you know, they get someone to go undercover in prison, not an actual prisoner but it's like a person, and then they try and find out, like, you know, if they've got drugs or something. They'll try and stop them, and then like after the 60 days they just snake them to like the warden, tell them everything they know. But yeah, I also based it off prison in The Escapists. So yeah, The Escapist prison is kind of based off that. You'll see later on when we get to the laundry room, it's kind of based off that. But yeah, this is cell block B. There's a shower here, bit of a different design because cell block B is slightly different to the other two, and it only has a window here because obviously it's got cells on the other side of it, can't have a window there. Another crow's nest up there, and then cell block C, as I said, is the same as cell block A, just mirrored. So as you can see, it's got windows and everything that cell block A has, just on the other side. So next we'll go to the visitors room, which is just through here. So yeah, the prisoner side is here, and then they come down here, and this, as you can see, phone. All of these say phone, just going all the way down. There's 10 booths, so you can have 10 people at the same time. And yeah, the phone is actually black dye, but I think that is pretty like phone-like. As you can see, it's sort of curving. There's one on either side. So yeah, that is the phone, and they all just say phone. And then they got like their chair, so they come sit here, pick up the phone, and then talk to their visitor. On the other side, it looks something like this. So it's basically just the same but mirrored. The visitor will come here, pick up the phone, talk to the prisoner inside. 10 things again, some nice windows with bars on, just let a bit of natural light in. And then here, this is an entrance. So the way that you'd actually get from the visitor's side, if you were coming to visit someone in prison, you come through here to the entrance. This is pretty much how you get to the visitors section and the kitchen. You come through here through the entrance, walk past the barriers on the little footpath that's here, then you go through here, and then you walk basically around this fence, through the guard towers, all the way around here, all the way around here, and then into here. So that's the way you get into the visitors area if you're visiting someone in prison. There's a little area here. It's literally just this tiny little office, which can basically, is a person in here. They got like a filing cabinet, bit of paper, and they'll just write down, you know, who's visited, who hasn't, and then it's just sort of to keep track of things. You just sign in and sign out when you're done, and that is the little visitors area. Moving up the corridor now, we're at the end of it. Turns left, that goes to the yard, and yeah, up here at the end of the corridor we have the library, which is just through here. So yeah, we've got a small prison library here. You know, the inmates can come and read books, get their knowledge, because, you know, what I was thinking was prison, I know it's meant to be a punishment for some people, but it's also like rehabilitation for others. Like, you know, they've committed a crime, they regret it, and they're trying to go back into the world, and so they need sort of something to keep them busy. You know, they're in here being punished, but when they're done, they're back in the world, so they can learn things. So we have a little farm here in the yard, which I'm sort of showing you early. Yes, there's like a flower garden thing here, and a farm, so they can learn farming skills. They can learn sort of how to grow crops. It's like a nice little bit of greenery in the yard. And then back down the corridor here, there is a classroom. So yeah, this is the prison classroom. There's 12 seats here, so basically one cell block at a time can have a lesson. So, you know, cell block A could have one, B, and then C. There's space for all of the prisoners, not all at once, only like one at a time. But yeah, there's a classroom here, so they can actually learn. And then obviously, I think like in real life you can go to prison and learn, so you can get like a degree and stuff while you're in prison. So yeah, this is just here, so they can sort of learn, and then you know, once they're back in the real world, they actually have like qualifications which they can then use to get a job and become, like, you know, a good citizen. So yeah, just sort of a nice positive thing. You know, it's got big windows to encourage people to come here, because it's sort of the biggest windows in the prison, so they get like a nice view, lots of light, you know, sort of a nice bright room. And then obviously they can come through here to the library, which is just right next door. The shelves are quite low, so obviously you can't hide behind them and do dodgy stuff, even though there would be cameras. There's a little reading area back here, and then there's just a nice desk, computer. This is like a scanning machine, so you can sort of scan the book that you want to rent out. and then you can sort of scan it, take it with you, go back to your cell, read it, and then you just bring it back. Then these doors here, this is the way to the crow's nest and the sort of guards only area. So you come up the stairs here, there are the 3 crow's nests. This is the cell block C ones. They've got some nice flowers, security cameras sort of, you know, in there. And there's a map. This is like way back before I built most of the prison, so yeah, this is quite an old, outdated map. But yeah, as you can see, it was sort of just one building. Bit of the road there you can kind of see, but yeah, apart from that, there's not too much there. Bit of paper. Straight across from that, we have the warden's office. I mean, I suppose I am the warden because I built the prison, so this is kind of my little office. No sort of security doors. Most of the doors have these on, but you know, the warden's office doesn't. I've got some bookshelves, nice little bench to sit on and read. A chair in here, you know, if you're getting talked to. Filing cabinet. This is actually beehives, but I think they actually look like filing cabinets. That kind of dark a bit, looks like a handle of a sort of drawer you could pull out. Then I've got a computer, chair. I think the button looks like a computer mouse as well, so that's why there's buttons next to those. Bit of paper and a nice big window to look out of. Next down the corridor on the left, we have just the toilets. You know, men's toilets. There we go. We've got soap dispensers here on the wall, urinals, and just a normal toilet. Blue ice for the mirrors. I think that looks quite nice. And then the other side is just the women's. I'll go in there. You know, I am a boy, but you know, I'll just go in. Don't tell anyone. It's literally just like cubicles. So yeah, got men's and women's. Then we have cell block B, crow's nest, a bit different to the other ones. You know, a bit of paper, a couple of flowers. You know, my signature colours, blue and white, same as my skin. So that, yeah, you can look at the inmates down there. Big window along here, and then at the end of the corridor we have 2 doors opposite each other. Just another crow's nest, basically the same as C but mirrored. So as you can see, there's no map, but you know, just a bit of paper, more cameras. And then across from that we have the break room. So yeah, this is sort of as I said, the guards only area, so they can come out here, use the toilet. And then down the end of the corridor there's the break room where they come to relax. So we've got some nice chairs here that you know, go around. I've got a nice bench and then a couple of chairs, table they can use, bookshelf to read, and then this sort of kitchen area here. Got the classic dispenser fridge, cold water, hot water, nice little sink, and then yeah, a little cooker if they want to, you know, cook a little bit of a meal. You know, so they can't be like cooking loads of like chef food in here, but maybe they want to heat something up. So yeah, that's what that's for. And yeah, this is the that's sort of the guards only area. So yeah, you come down out of these doors here, then you're back in the sort of prison area. Got the cafeteria here. This it has space for all of the inmates at once. So each of these tables has 12 seats next to it. So 12, 24, 36. So that's 2 more seats than you actually need. But obviously I don't think it would be wise to have all the prisoners in one place at once. But yeah, there's space for all of them just if they need to. This is the actual cafe. Sort of kitchen area where they cook all the food and you get it served to you. So you sort of queue up here, go along, and then you go to your table. A couple of leaves in the corners, and then I'll go kitchen side just now. So like I said earlier, the way to get to the kitchen is you come in the entrance, come all the way around here, and then you have to walk quite a while before eventually you come to this little gap here, and this is the kitchen entrance. So yeah, you open the doors here, and this is the kitchen from the other side. So there's a little toilet in here, so the sort of kitchen staff members, because obviously they're in there quite a while, they can come in here and use the toilet. There's a little lock on the door, it can only be opened from one side. Same sort of blue ice mirrors, and there's a sink. And then here's the actual place where you get served. So there's this kind of stew stuff. I tried to make a kind of stew looking broth, I guess. There's water, you know, they get served a bit of water. And then in this chest here, they get their meat, bread, and some vegetables. You know, sort of, I know prison food is meant to not be very nice. You know, I've seen on sort of shows and stuff. You know, and from stories, it's meant to be all like disgusting and stuff. So they kind of get this mystery stew. Whatever's in there is in there. Nice water, and then just you know, bit of meat, bread and vegetables really, so kind of basic. But yeah, got some smokers along here for like, you know, industrial cooking, so obviously they got to cook for quite a lot of people. Big sinks as well, same idea, a lot of water. Double fridge, a couple of chests. So in here we've got some glass bottles. These can be used to collect the water and then serve it. And then in here we have some bowls for the sort of stew and the food. Then in here we have the ice room. So this is meant to be a freezer room, but basically it's just like full of ice. So I use scaffolding for shelves. I know you can use a lot of different blocks for shelves, like trapdoors, things like that. But yeah, in this build I use scaffolding, you know, just sort of a unique shelf that I haven't really used before. It looks alright. And yeah, this is the, you can walk through it as well, which is a bit weird, but yeah, this is the ice room. So I know in real life you also even have ice on the floor, it's like a trip hazard and whatever, but you know, I thought, you know, it is Minecraft, so you can have a bit of fun. So yeah, this is the freezer slash ice room, so you can just like slide around in here, get all the frozen food. And yeah, that is the kitchen from sort of the inside. Back on the prison side now, that is the end of the cafeteria. And basically what I did was all the places where the prisoners can go is like gates, so they can just like, you know, walk through the gates, and all the places they can't go is like, you know, these iron doors. So obviously I know there's buttons and trap doors and there's buttons and push plates everywhere, but in real life obviously they all have keys and they wouldn't be able to get through. This would be like I don't even know how prisons work, maybe they'd have scanners or whatever, but yeah, obviously the prisoners wouldn't just be able to press a button and go through here. They'd have to have like a guard open it for them, and then they could go speak to their visitor. So yeah, that's the idea. Down the end of this corridor here we have the laundry room, and now if you've played Escapists you will know that like the starting job in the first prison is laundry, so that's sort of where I got the inspiration for this room from, because obviously they got to work, you know, they got to like work for their pay. So yeah, I don't know why the guards have their outfits washed at the prison, but yes, so this is the sorting sides. So you've got these two tables here where you sort, so there's these two buckets at the end, composters I know, but obviously they're meant to be buckets, use your imagination. You've got the guard side and the inmate side, and then on this side you've got guards and inmates again. So this is the dirty side, so all the dirty clothes will get piled up at the end of this table. You'll have sorters here who will sort, if it's guards, put it in the guards bucket, if it's inmates, put it in the inmates bucket. When they're full, they get put in the washing machines, which are the black glass ones. So there's how many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 2 is 14 washing machines, 14 tumble dryers. So yeah, once the bucket's full, put in the washing machines. Once they're finished, taken out, put in the tumble dryers. Then once they're finished, they get put in these buckets here, which are the guards and inmates. Then they get taken out onto the table, folded up and put on these shelves here. So yeah, you know, smooth process. As you can see, I dyed them. I tried to make these look dirty, so as you can see these are like darker, dirtier, a bit grimier colours, and these are much cleaner and brighter. So yeah, that is the laundry room. Then through these doors on the other side is a little corridor, which basically just can't even get through the doors. This corridor just goes all the way around to the reception area. So yeah, you come through these doors here, and now if you recognise this area here, we're back on this side of the prison. So yeah, here is the reception area just down this corridor. This is just what it looks like from the other side. You know, there's a chest, flour, a bit of paper, computer, some bookshelves where the sort of register inmates talk to people, stuff like that. And then one of my favourite features of the prison is this room here, which is the electrics room. So yeah, you have all of the cell blocks. We've got A, B and C. Main doors and cell doors can all be locked remotely from this area. So for example, if I press cell block A main doors, you couldn't hear it, but they closed. If I press cell doors, you might be able to hear this a bit easier. Hopefully you heard that. That is all the cell doors closing. So once we come back around to the other side, you can see that all the doors have been shut. So yeah, the main doors are now shut and the cell doors. I will actually just go back and show you what it looks like without the main doors shut. So I just put cell block B cell doors only, so the main doors are nice and open. And then as you can see, all the doors are now shut. So what they can do is get all the prisoners in here at night. Oh, I have said it to all day, but you know, always day. But yeah, they can get all the prisoners in here at night, and then just lock the doors from there instead of sort of going around and have to lock them all manually. So yeah, and then obviously they can lock the main doors as well. If there's anything like a disaster, a riot, you know, like I don't know, an earthquake or something, like the walls are falling down, and the prisoners can get out, they can lock the doors, keep them in their little cell blocks. If there's any sort of security breach, they can just lock it down, all from the same room, and literally it's just like the flick of a lever really. You just run along the line, flicking all the levers, and then like, you know, all the prisoners are stuck in and they can't open their own doors. And yeah, this is obviously going off of the idea that you can't break the blocks, because if you're actually in here, you could just break it. It's like, you know, the floor's wood, which I just broke by accident. But yeah, obviously this is going off the idea that you can't just go and break all the blocks and just get out. I will actually show you the redstone as well, even though it's really bad and messy. So the green one is cell block A, the blue is B, and the pink is C. I have got it organised in colour, but as you can see, like, look at it down here, it's so bad, it's just messy. There's like redstone going everywhere. It goes like all the way under here, and all the way back up again. There's like loads of cave systems as well, so as you can see there's like random lights so mobs don't spawn. And yeah, basically there's just redstone torches under the doors, leading into repeaters really leading into them, and when you flick the lever it just turns that off, and then the door just shuts. So yeah, that is all the redstone. It's literally the same for all the cell blocks. So yeah, now you've seen that, onto the actual yard. So this is the outdoor area. They can come out here. There's a gym here where they can do weights. So you got the bench press, a couple of bench presses where you can have these sort of weights on the end. And then there's a weight rack here, so it goes 6 kg, 10, 20, 25, and then 50. You know, only the strongest is going to be lifting 50. It's quite heavy, but yeah, the most common ones will probably be sort of the 20, 10 sort of area, 25 for the strong guys, and then probably 6 won't be used very much because it's too light. But yeah, there's just a weight rack and a couple of bench presses. Around the other side here we have the seating area. So yeah, there's just this little area here where they can just come and sit, you know, long bench, a couple of one-on-one table, I guess, if you want to have like a meet or something. And then there's like a round table here. They can play games on it, like the poker table in the ship, but sort of just here in the prison instead. The ship is on this world, by the way. It's just over there in sort of distance, so you can even see the statue of me just over there. So yeah, it's just over in the water over there. So yeah, this is the basketball court. As you can see, to make the hoops, I've sort of done white concrete with red, a cobweb, and then the signs just make up the sort of the rim of the hoop. A nice pole leading up to it. And then here, this is a basketball court. I think I did actually a pretty accurate one. I'll just show you it from above. If you know what a basketball court looks like, then obviously you probably recognise it. It probably looks alright. If you don't, that's what it looks like, alright? You're welcome. So yeah, some bleachers here, so there's space for people to watch or just sit down, whatever they want to do. And then I showed you this earlier, but I'll just show you again quickly. Got the farms and the little flower area for the people who want, you know, they want to express their inner creativity with pretty flowers and stuff. You know, there's wither roses, a bit dangerous, but yeah, they're in there anyway. So yeah, one last thing I wanted to show you on the inside, because we're pretty much done now, is just the secret cell that I made, which is just in here. As you can see, obviously there's like gaps in the wall here where there would be a cell, but there's stairs in the way. Most of the other ones are filled with redstone, but this one has like an old abandoned cell that I made. I thought it looked quite good. So obviously the bunk beds, one of the beds is gone, the ladder's broken, there's cobwebs everywhere, the floor's all broken, the toilet's like just empty, the light's still on for some reason, you know, wasting electricity. But yeah, this is the abandoned cell. So yeah, just a fun little detail that you wouldn't really know was there unless you sort of broke the wall by chance, or I just told you. So yeah, once we actually get outside the prison, you can see there's guard towers all the way around the perimeter. So there's 10 guard towers in total around the outside of the prison. So yeah, I'll show you what they look like on the inside. They're all the same design, just kind of copied. See, there's stairs which go up. There's torches, which is the only use of torches in the whole build, is these guard towers. They come up here. There's 2 seats for 2 guards, one facing this way so you can sort of watch this way, and then there's one here who can sort of see out behind that guy because his back's facing this way, and he can look out this window as well. So yeah, there's 2 guard towers on the yard. They're sort of the most strategically placed ones. The other ones are just placed sort of randomly around. I just put them where I wanted them. But yeah, there's one there and one there at either end of the yard. So even when the prisoners are out here, they're still under surveillance. You know, they can't be like burying guns in the yard. I saw that on The Walking Dead. Rick found a gun in the yard of the prison one time. But yeah, they can't be like hiding things here or anything because they're sort of constantly being monitored. So yeah, that is the prison. I'll just show you some screenshots now of the sort of area before and after the prison was built, because obviously it wasn't completely flat like this before. It was pretty flat anyway, but yeah, it wasn't completely flat like it is now. Like, it's really just completely flat here now, but yeah, before it was a little bit more bumpy. The trouble is though, with the editing software, I can't like add screenshots over the audio and just have the audio playing. I have to like add it in, and so this clip will be cut and then I'll like be back. So yeah, I'll just like sort of leave you with the clips. And there you go, there they were. There's a few, I'll just show you the hedges around the sort of the outside of the car park. I used the fill command a lot on this build. That was sort of the only command I really used. I didn't use the clone command because I'm not too good at it, but yeah, I sort of filled in some of the larger areas of concrete, grass, and everything like that. There's a little mountain house there that I made a while ago, you know, because this world is sort of a bit of a creative world as well. The pirate ship, by the way, is just over here. If you saw the last video, as you can see, it's literally just there, and the prison is here. So yeah, they're pretty close to each other. So yeah, that is it. That is the whole tour of the entire prison. I've told you, you know, the capacity for workers and prisoners. I've gone through sort of everything I made, some thought process behind the designs, all the redstone, and yeah, everything. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It took me a while, like I spent ages on this prison, man, so I really hope you do like it, because man, it was effort. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Like and subscribe. Bye bye.